Welcome to another episode of the Bama Beat. I'm your host KJ, and spring training is underway. We're on the third day right now. The media was able to come in and look at some stuff, give us some videos. We heard from Kalen the boy. We heard from Ryan Grew Up. We looking at some of these freshmen we got coming in that look like 2-year, 3-year players as far as their body type and how in shape they look. We got the QB battle. We got Ryan Grew Up talking about how Jackson Lloyd is our left tackle, and that's just how it's gonna be. No competition right there. Ryan Williams. And then we talk about the defense. I think our DB room is probably the best DB room in the country. We have a lot of potential right there. We have so many players we can put in this position and put in that position or sub in for this guy on this down and things like that. I'm very excited. And one thing I am happy about, it seems like the fans are happy about spring training. It seems like the fans are engaged. The coaches, when you look at them, they got all the energy. It's like they starting right now and they looking at it like we got a game tomorrow. That's how I look. That's how I feel. The energy that people are giving, the way that Ryan Williams is talking and the coaches are talking, that's what we want to see. We know we got a new offensive line coach, Adrian Clem. Everybody talking about how great of a communicator he is and how he working with the offensive line. People saying the offensive line look better as far as in shape and how they, move in the spring this year better than it was last year. That's good. And like I said, it's spring training, so we're not gonna get too much. It's spring practice. We're not gonna get too much. This guy gonna start or this or that. It's basically like we start now, and we just getting things going. We getting in a groove. We putting in a little install here. We doing individual drills, letting y'all know this how it's gonna go, especially with the new coaches. So to start off with the QB battle, that's what everybody gonna talk about. We won't know about this QB battle. We'll know that this guy doing good or this guy did better than that guy today, or it's a QB battle. It's Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, and I think this thing go all the way until about the fall. Hopefully, with probably something that some of the media might see, but when they doing like not individual but going at each other, team periods where the media not in there. Hopefully somebody is separating themselves. Now, Ryan Grew Up not gonna tell you that. Kalen the board not gonna tell you that. It's just something that I hope we seeing as far as coaches that the media are not gonna be able to see. So when you look at the film and stuff like that, they out there throwing passes, they out there getting coached up. So Austin Mack and Keelan Russell is gonna go for a while. And when we get to the spring game, because it is actually a game this year, we're gonna be able to talk about what we think off of what we see from the spring game, because those two guys will be going at each other as you would expect. The ones and twos and things like that. And then at the end of the game, you see more players. But the QB battle, I'm not expecting any big news about it. Hopefully, those guys are just getting better every single day. Now, as we transition to the running back room, I think this running back room is very deep. I think we have plenty of players that can go out there. Hopefully, we able to use A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley, E.J. Crowell, Daniel Hill looking amazing. Daniel Hill is in the 230s. Daniel Hill has lost weight. They said Daniel Hill look amazing as far as running the football with the weight he lost. He in the 230s. Hopefully he get to the low 230s or 228, something like that, and we'll be great. So it looked like he the star running back right now, and we just have a room that is full of very good players. The names are there. The physicality is there as far as what we seeing. E.J. Crowell, I think he gained, I forgot exactly what it is, but he gained a lot of pounds just from when he got there to now. And they talking about him a lot. You got Kevin Riley that gained weight that's almost 200 pounds. Like, that's what you want to see. That's the beginning process of it. And I think that's going to be a very deep room. Now, Daniel Hill said he's squatting 805 pounds. 805 pounds. As far as a max on squat, that's heavy as hell, bro. I made a video about it, and I asked Trent Richardson how much did he do. He said 900 easy 2 times. So he up there with the strength almost of Trent Richardson. When it comes to the run game, we better be able to run the football. Daniel Hill should not let somebody tackle him on his legs. They shouldn't be getting, the ankle tackles. He should be running people slap over. And then as far as the offensive line, hopefully Adrian Clem is doing a great job and those guys are, blocking, and we can have a running game because we got the names. They just got to go out there and prove it as far as their talent and what they learned and all that stuff and get the playing time. But I do feel like the running game is going to be better this year, and I just feel like the the way we coming into the spring, I just feel like it's a different energy right now. And on offense, as far as running backs, I think that's a deep room. Now going to the offensive line, we basically rebuilt the offensive line. Basically, we got some guys that stay, and we know those guys. But we went in the portal and got a lot of people. We went in the portal and got a lot of people, and I think they went and got the guys that fit the mold of what they want to do on offense. Whatever Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer, their philosophy is as far as offensive line, a little bit smaller, a little bit more athletic, so we can do this to stretch and things like that. That's what they went and got. We know it's a competition. Now it's a competition, I think, at both guards, I believe, because he said Jackson Lloyd today is the star left tackle. It's simple. We know Carroll going to start. So you got Racing Delgado, the guy we got from Cal Poly. He basically probably going to be the starting center, but we don't know that yet. But when it comes to the offensive line, hopefully, because we're not going to be able to see them being physical and things like that until the spring game. And we don't know how much they going to put those guys out there, or they limit some type of players because of, soft tissue injuries and things like that. But going into the fall, hopefully this period right here for them is just learning their coach, learning what he wants, learning how to do this, learning how to, talk to each other and communicate and get that, that chemistry going. That's what I really want to see from the offensive line. And the fact that you getting starters named right now is great for the team. That is great. When it comes to offensive line and you got starters, because of last year, when it came to the offensive line, it was moving pieces. Every other game is another set of players. We moving this guy out, this guy not doing his job, we put somebody else in there. The fact that we getting starter news on the offensive line is perfect to me. That is perfect. Because last year, I always said, musical chairs with the offensive line. And the offensive line was not that good last year. When it came to pass blocking sometimes, and I'm not putting it all on them because Ty Simpson and, play calls and running backs not blocking, things like that. Hopefully the running backs can block on passing downs. Hopefully we can get that this year. That'll be perfect too. But the offensive line just wasn't there. It wasn't at the height of what we thought they could be. They never got to that point. The offense as a whole. So hopefully Adrian Clem can get that fixed. Now when you go to the receivers, Ryan Williams talked today. He said he added Coleman to his name, his mom. He said she's helped him a lot to get to this part. So he wanted to honor that side of his family too. And it's like a reset. He said the number changed like a reset, get back to himself. And that's what you want to hear from somebody like Ryan Williams. We know the talent is there. We know he got, all the things you want on the football field. It's all about getting your mind right. Your mind is one of the greatest things you can have as far as a sports football player, basketball player. You can work all you want to, but if your mental not there, you gonna drop passes. You not gonna look like you engaged and things like that. You got to get right with yourself. And the fact that he put it out there like a reset, just trying to go out there and not have a disappointing season and things like that. He Ryan Grubb said after the season, he took ownership of what he did, what he didn't do, and how it didn't look. So I believe Ryan Williams is going to bounce back. And hearing him talk today, not say, man, I'm just, he went out there and told you exactly what's going on. Like, I'm trying to make my mark right now. This season, I'm going out there and I'm going to do what I need to do. Trust me. And that's what I want to hear from him. Then you got guys like Noah Rogers, who I saw in the video, he out there going crazy. Rico Scott, who got in the transfer portal, who I think Rico Scott is very good. We haven't seen that much from him. But now that you got, Bernard gone, Horton gone, he's in a prime spot to go out there and show off what he can do. I'm excited to see him. We got Cedarian Morgan, who is the freshman that people talk about a lot. He is updated to 6'4", 223 pounds. And he was number 8. I said in my video on TikTok and Instagram, he going full Julio. I cannot wait to see him. And I use spring training a lot of times to see what a trajectory is going for our freshmen or our sophomores, guys that didn't play a lot last year or wasn't here last year. See where they at right now. Because spring to fall is a long way. You got the spring, summer, then fall. The knowledge you get, getting your body right, things like that. When you go through the spring and you realize, on tape, we saw physical, we saw, real one-on-one action, team scrimmages. You can see where you can improve at. You improve on that going into the summer. hopefully during the summer you better than you was in the spring, and then when it comes to the fall, you got your trajectory keep going up. That's what you want to see when it comes to those guys like freshmen and sophomores, and guys that haven't been playing. You want those guys to get better all throughout the spring. So Sadarian Morgan is a guy I'm looking at, and like I said, I think this receiver room is going to be very interesting to see what guys are out there like the whole time, because Lazio Brooks, Ryan Williams. We think Sadarian Morgan, Noah Rogers, but I want to see, Derek Meadows and those guys, like, who is the next group of guys that we're going to see that, somebody that, showed that I'm that guy. Derek Meadows last year when I went to spring, he was a dog. The fact that he's that tall and can move the way he do to get the separation, got the hands, and then I think he was trending upwards to playing when he got hit. I forgot what game it was. He got the concussion, things like that. But I'm excited to see him. The tight end room is something I'm excited to see too. I know we got the transfer forward, Pritchard. You got Stutter, who came in, who gained a lot of weight. I mean Sutter, he gained a lot of weight. I can't wait to see that. We got a new tight ends coach. So you coming into a guy like Josh Cuevas, who was amazing, who was Mr. Do It All. He reliable catching the ball. He reliable blocking. He did all the dirty work. I'm ready to see that. And hopefully we use our tight ends a little bit more, the athleticism as far as getting down the field, 10 yards and out, things like that. Hopefully we get to see things like that because we can run the football without having to have extra blockers to where they only can run 2-3 yards because they over here chip blocking because we don't have an offensive line that's going to be able to block their man. We got to double team people and things like that. So hopefully we can run the damn ball to where we can spread everybody out, get the mismatches, and do what we want to do as far as the offense. So I'm ready to see that room too. Now, heading into the defense, like I said, I think the best part of this team is our DB room. If you just look at the guys we got out there, man, the names we got, like I said, this is spring training. These guys got to show it on the field. Red Morgan gained weight. You got DeJohn Lee and Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown is a junior. DeJohn Lee is a sophomore. You got guys behind them that we think like, damn, where you going to put them at? You got Bray Hubbard coming back, Keon Sabb coming back, but then you got Jair Edwards. That dude looked like a third-year player. Jair Edwards looked like a third-year damn linebacker, man, as a true freshman. You got Ivan Taylor. You got all these names. Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. Kane Womack got to have fun. Just go out there and have fun. Put those guys in a position where they need to be. I think Jair Edwards, I think we're going to see him a lot in that box, that husky position that people talk about. I think that's the position of where like Red Morgan be at. Like you basically like kind of a linebacker, but you play great in coverage. That position right there where Red Morgan was, and we can move Red Morgan around a little bit more, and you can put somebody that has that physicality look, who got the instincts of a DB, that can guard but can also run into the run fit. Jair Edwards is that guy. He looked like it. As a true freshman, he looked like it. That's one guy I cannot wait to see when I go to 8A. That's one of the guys. Chuck McDonald. Like, we have names in that DB room. I am so excited to see what them guys going to do. When it comes to linebackers, Caleb Woodson, I think is going to be a huge piece of this team. I'm glad they went and got him. Just judging off what people saying and, where he could play at and the fact that he gained all this weight. QB Reese is already there. Xavier Griffin, I can't wait to see him. Like, I think this defense has the potential to be better than they were last year. I know for a fact that DB room, I have high expectations. I believe we might have the best DB room in the country. Literally. And people can argue that and go, well, I don't know about that. But I'm just speaking right now as far as spring, the names, the measurements, what we've seen over the last couple of years. Last year, the defense was amazing. I don't know why people complaining all the time, but the defense was amazing. That was the most consistent part of our team. It was amazing. So I'm very excited for the spring. I'm very excited for, hearing, guys like Ryan Williams. You hearing guys like Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer. They got the energy. Their energy is there. Their mindset is work. Yes, we have a very young team. That is what it is. I know in college football now, the team that just won a championship, they were more their age was higher. They didn't have a very young team. They had guys that experienced that went to other schools and transferred, or guys that wasn't looked at as top recruits, and they went out there and outperformed their recruitment or outperforming guys that's guarding them, that's 5 stars, things like that. We don't have that deep team as far as when it comes to experience and things like that. Ryan Williams said he looked at like the old guy. He a junior, and he came a year early. So that's just what it is. Like I said, going back to that quarterback battle, we just gonna see. I can't tell you that I have a guy in this race right now. I think the best player should go out there and take it. I think the more we get somebody, separating themselves is better for us, because we do have a young team. We do have a new O-line coach. We do have basically a new O-line. So to get your starter to be able to get those play calls, the signal calls, and the move the line and things like that, and getting the all the reps with your receivers, that's good. So hopefully somebody win out early. I'm not expecting that this spring or nothing like that, but hopefully we get a guy that can separate themselves early, whether that's early spring, early summer, early fall. It better be in the fall. I don't need a quarterback battle going into the season and we like, oh damn, because I know what fans gonna do. Whoever start, as soon as that player do something wrong, one pick, one bad read, put Austin Mack in, put Keelan Russell in, put this guy in. We know that's gonna happen. We saw it last year with Ty Simpson. I'm over here rooting for Ty Simpson. They rooting for him to do bad so we can get the other guy in the damn game. And I'm like, damn, Ty here doing his best, but there's just fans for you. So hopefully, Kalen DeBoer, with his third year, I told you, I'm looking at this year for Kalen DeBoer as the year. You're going to have your quarterback. We went and addressed all the problems. We went and addressed all the major problems. That offensive line, the offensive line coach, we went and got receivers. I feel like that receiver room is going to be very good. The defense just looked like they ready. Every time you look at a picture of some damn body, they look ready to go play today. So this is year 3, and I know people saying, yeah, man, Caleb Boy just can't get it done. He's done better every year he's been there. First year to second year was better. So we expect second year to third year to be better. No, you don't want to lose like the way you did with Indiana, but the way that this team is shaping up, the way what we seeing from spring, the things we hearing from spring, they look like they trended in the right direction. It's a lot of work to be done. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling right now. Like I said, we've gotten updates in spring training. We're not going to get too much because they just started. It's basically like individual work, getting the speed of practice, just things like that. Like EJ Crowell, he went out there today. They said some soft tissue stuff. Like a lot of these freshmen, they haven't worked this hard as far as like practice and things. Like I'm not saying they're not hard workers, but when what you want out of practice, when you transition from high school to college, a D1 college like Alabama, the workload you must do the entire time in the weight room, at practice, the recovery after practice, practicing again the same way, harder than you did the day before. It takes a toll on your body. It takes time to get used to. So I expect people like Sadaria Morgan and EJ and Xavier Griffin to, they put on weight and they out there running. They've been conditioning for the last couple weeks. Like, you expect that from them because they not used to it yet. And EJ is going to be very, very important to our offense. So anytime he got any soft tissue, anything, let him chill, especially if it's in the spring, something like that. So hopefully he better to where we can see him at A-Day and things like that. But I expect that from a lot of these players. This is the first time they ever experienced, like, when you in high school and you that guy, not saying that you can chill, but you can chill. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm that good. EJ, you know what I'm saying? I'm not putting this on nobody. I'm not saying that any of these guys did. I'm just saying the workload you have to put on when you get to a college is different. The conditioning is different. The weightlifting is different. They got a program for you. They ain't just putting the workouts on the board and say, hey, man, offensive line, you going to do this right here. No, EJ, you doing this. Sadarian, you doing this. After practice, we doing this. You know what I'm saying? You eating this. You going to eat right. Things like that. So we'll see. like I said, we just got our first update as far as the media being them, and they talked about a lot of guys, man. A lot of things that I already thought, and hopefully, I think they go on spring break. I think next week or something like that. But hopefully, by the time we get to A-Day, we got a lot of good updates from people. Hopefully, we have no injuries because last year we was so injured during the spring. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm excited about spring. I'm excited about going into the season. I'm excited about the room we have as far as the whole locker room. I'm excited about Kalen aboard third year. I'm excited to see what this offense looked like, that we went out there and addressed the issues. The defense, like I said, I think they're the best part of the team again this year. Like, to start the season, I think they'll be the best part of the team. But we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Roll Tide. I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Roll Tide.